Brought to you by StationHouseCoffee.com and InspiredDisorder.com/Prime.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
The Ultimate Movie Championship, episode 49 from IDP 303. This is the show where Keith Spurlock and I sit down. We're given two movies at random. We must argue over which of those two movies is more deserving of being placed higher up on our Ultimate Movie list, which you can find over at flickchart.com/IDP. Let's see how this episode plays out and see what we get in, what arguments Keith and I get into in this episode right now. So Galaxy Quest versus You've Got Mail, the AOL movie.
It was very early, and
the AOL Snapchat. I don't think I've actually seen You've Got Mail.
I can't say that I have. I
know
know
my
that I
mom
watched
has.
part of it.
Yeah, I know my mom has, and it's been on, but it's like, oh, it's a romantic comedy that I don't really give a shit about. So
Oh, Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan
probably not
again.
gonna- Sleepless in Seattle 2
Yeah.
with email.
Joe versus the Volcano 3?
So I have seen this, sadly.
Unfortunately, I have too.
2006? No, I haven't seen that. There was a McConaughey rom-com in, like, it had to have been, like, 08. Not 06. No way it's 06. I don't
Is that How to Lose a Man?
No, it was, I do not remember what it was.
With him
but it
Kate
wasn't
Hudson?
with Parker. It was...
This is
actually.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah.
That name sounds familiar. Yeah. I've seen that one.
That one.
Only because I was going out with somebody.
I don't know enough
Pussy
about
Whip is
this
a
one,
thing.
but I know I've seen it enough to be like, this
I've heard
dude
of it.
won't move out of his parents' house, and like,
So they're still doing those movies.
Yeah.
But that's when fucking McConaughey.
failure launch.
Like,
Get it?
McConaughey was doing all of these fucking movies. Actually, maybe I have seen that, but I don't. They just blocked it out. McConaughey was doing all these fucking movies, so it was like, it was easy to talk shit about him.
Yeah.
And then he fucking did, what was his first one back? It wasn't Dallas Buyers Club. He was like kind of
Magic
on a
Mike.
roll. No, but it was like good acting. not stupid.
I've not seen that.
Stupid one.
Galaxy Quest beats this.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know if I've seen Fairly
right.
Launch.
Oh, sorry,
Snatch.
Galaxy Quest.
Snatch versus Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest was doing good.
It was. It
It beat the previous two shitty movies, and now
it's kind of like if Galaxy Quest was BJ Penn, and it's like fights just kept falling through. It's like, oh, that was maybe oh, it's Yair Rodriguez. Snatch.
I gotta go
Oh, yeah,
Snatch.
Snatch. Yeah, so good. That's it, everybody. So we play Ultimate Movie Championship. We finally choose between two movies.
And
It's
then
a one-round tournament. Yep. I'm going to fucking refresh this shit.
No, it always does it. It always does it. At least once.
Yeah, but usually not for a while. Not right on our first pick.
True.
Well, if it keeps going, I'll just refresh the page. But for now... Jesus. Beauty and the Beast versus Fast and Furious. Now, for me, it's Fast and Furious. Now, I don't give a fuck about either of these movies. I do enjoy the action of Fast and the Furious. But as far as Disney movies go, Beauty and the Beast, it's not one of those, especially in the 90s and shit, where they're popping off like this. And Beauty and the Beast has been so high on our list. So it makes me nervous that it just shows up. I don't know where it is.
Here's what's gonna fuck me up.
Because
This is probably
you probably
still
watched that a shitload of times with your sisters.
in the top 25. I just don't want it to catapult the Fast and the Furious anywhere.
I mean, that's true. That's true. It could happen. We've done a lot of movies at this point, so I don't know if our like direct.
It's always like
'Cause
a
in the
direct
past-
leapfrog.
In the past, it was a lot like that. Now, when we're going back to the top list, it's like it seems like it's a weird. It kind of sprinkles a little bit differently.
The Fast and the Furious was a terrible movie.
it's just I mean, they're both. Listen, Beauty and the Beast, well-made movie, but it's not for me. It's not. I don't care about this love story.
I don't care
bullshit.
about it either, but it's.
And like Fast and the Furious, decent action movie with car stunts. It's like it's the best parts.
I'll go Fast.
It's the best parts of
I'll
Top
default
Gear.
and go Fast and Furious, but I'm saying because I don't want Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. At least we have something new in the fold.
But I
get it. I don't want either of them on our list.
I don't like
But if I'm going to throw on a movie, if I'm just throwing a movie
I don't mind Vin Diesel. I love the Riddick trilogy.
Yeah. I like a lot of Fast and the Furious kind of change. Like our podcast, the Fast and the Furious has evolved kind of. I know the newest one's been on the last when Paul Walker died. I've even watched some Paul Walker shitty action movies. Like when I'm sick and I feel like shit, like throwing on just shitty action movies, it just makes me feel better for some reason. It's like, well, I'm doing better than this shitty fucking movie. But in its action, so it's like fast paced. So Fast and Furious?
Sure.
All right. That's one thing I've noticed with the Top Gear show, like why I like it so much, because I'm not into cars. I'm not a car guy. I couldn't, like if a car drove down the street, I wouldn't be able to tell you what it is or anything about it. What I like about Top Gear, super high production value, where it's almost like they're shooting the best parts of racing scenes in movies. And then they'll do these specials, like these challenges where they'll get dog shit cars and have to drive through Africa or some shit, and their cars break down and all this kind of shit. So they always do all these kind of challenges, which I like challenges. And it's like, and it's comedy. 3 guys that are good comedy trio.
I still love watching dudes build motorcycles, and I've never ridden a motorcycle.
Yeah. Well, I used to watch. Well, that kind of got me into motorcycles. Watching American Chopper. Used to love that show.
I liked the one where it was the Discovery Channel where they take two different teams and
that's how
have a build off
the matchups. Yeah, like Jesse James versus this crazy dude.
Yeah, and they only get this many days.
That's
and
how
then they have to take a road trip that's like 1,000 miles.
That's how all those shows started, because they're all Discovery shows. Jesse James got his show eventually. American Chopper came from
Garage, which was weird.
Yeah,
spin-off.
That was kind of a That was but I like those, like Junkyard Wars. It's almost like a modern day Junkyard Wars.
Junkyard Wars.
Yeah,
I
but that's why I like that
started
Top
it
Gear
off.
show. And then they review, but they like they'll do one of the competitions they like to do is like one guy will be in a car, another person will be like public transit, and another person will be on a bike.
Yeah,
and they're all in like a downtown thing, and they're racing each other. Like almost every time they do, or if they do like somebody in a luge, and then it's like a snow rally car kind of a thing, and then they'll race the luge versus the rally car. Like so many of the times, fucking the cars lose.
Yeah,
like they're not. Like
not always the best.
Yeah, they lose, especially in those city challenges. Like they lose so much.
Yeah,
like cars are the worst way to get around in the city.
Dude, there's been times that a bike's passed me like fucking 6 times.
Oh yeah,
just because I got to keep stopping.
That's just sad. On it. LA's like that.
You're like
a lot.
This
or
goddamn
Southern
bike
California.
that I just passed again. All right, Little Miss Sunshine.
The worst is walking.
40-year-old virgin.
Somebody's walking past.
Oh, that's
that's the worst.
This is Steve Carell versus Steve Carell and Company.
This is big budget Steve Carell versus indie Steve Carell. I think this may have been one of his first indie movies too. Little Miss Sunshine.
I don't know how big budget 40-year-old virgin was though.
It's like all of those comedies. I mean, it's probably like 20 million, 50 million.
That's it. Yeah.
Which is not that much for a movie.
Because those guys were relatively unknowns.
But for the production value, and it was like the cast was huge. It was a ton of people, and they're all names.
It's huge now, but
it was when it came out. I mean, that was Seth Rogen was like all of those movies, and then was this Apatow?
This was super early Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I know. But this was like all those people started there's a bunch of movies from a bunch of these guys. But guaranteed it was like even 20 million's low end, but it's still, that's studio film with a decent, comedies don't cost a lot versus an independent, straight up independent film.
Little Miss Sunshine was a really good movie, but I'm going 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, me too. which if you like Little Miss Sunshine, Captain Fantastic, I think it's like kind of similar. Well, this is a pretty
Big bag
forgiving.
of shit.
Well, not really. Twister versus they're pretty similar. Both don't hold up. Twister versus the Matrix Revolutions.
We got a cow.
We got another one. We got to get Dorothy into place.
Matrix Revolutions.
Yeah, I love Twister back because that was
It
one
was
of the
a good
movies when I started getting the used VHSs from the video store.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt.
Yeah.
And I think Carrie Elwes was the
He was like the bad
evil reporter guy,
the bad storm chaser.
Yeah, and this was before storm chasing things. There was no storm chaser shit back. I mean, there probably were storm chasers, but there wasn't shows and shit. Like nobody knew what a storm chaser was unless you lived in those areas.
This movie
was like
spawned that.
Oh yeah,
that shit.
But they're just using pickups and shit.
But
I really enjoyed Twister. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun
Action movie, kind of like around the time of Speed. So it's like action. And then Matrix Revolutions. I don't hate it.
When it came out. I liked it, but looking back,
yeah,
like I was still slightly disappointed. I believe so.
Yeah,
I was still slightly disappointed. No, the last one's the one where there's a million.
The second
Smiths.
to last one is. It's basically a part 1 and 2 because the second one in the trilogy just kind of stops. Like, dude wakes up, the bad guy wakes up in ship, and then stops, cut black, and then a lot of people hated it.
Like,
they tried to do too much, and the computer graphics weren't there yet. Like if they didn't,
just
now,
the storytelling's terrible.
Of the last, I don't mind that.
All right, like
the worst parts
are
the fucking graphics.
That guy seemed like he was like the way they described him. He was like Neo, and he resurrected these old programs, and like he made it seem like he was something. And he had the key maker, and then that dude, there was like the highway fight thing.
Mm-hmm.
That dude doesn't exist, and no one's after shit. And like
the key maker.
Well, I'm saying the Merovingian, the fucking French dude.
Oh.
Like
that's been so long since I've watched both of these.
He was the
and
one
know
who's
story
the
of it.
fucking the white
I don't
ninja
care.
dudes.
It's a complex
No,
story.
it is.
Maybe has a lot of loose ends. But the biggest problem with both of the sequels was the graphics, because the first one was amazing and holds up for the most part.
Where he turns into Rubber Man when he's fighting all the
this
Smiths.
This is like the same shit as fucking Blade 2, Rubber People.
Very.
Except for in better lighting than, which was more of a downside, which Blade 2 is all at night, so you see highlights of Rubber People flipping around. But yeah, so it's just they tried to do and it came out. Both of them came out like, I mean, that was for back then 3 years since because 99 is when Matrix came out, the first one. So it was a few years before the sequels. Sequels came out back to back. And they were more like a part 1 and 2, and then they had the Animatrix series, which was kind of cool.
It was
kind of spin-off stories
Yeah.
in different animation styles. Yeah, it was alright. Some were better than others. Matrix.
How long till they reboot that?
What, the Matrix?
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna go through so much other dog shit before they get the Matrix. It's like that would be like rebooting Star Wars. They're not rebooting Star Wars. They're just adding more shit to Star Wars, which I could see them doing because they have a universe, they have everything set up. They can go spin-off stories, they can go prequel, they can go sequel, they can. I mean, it's a reality that gets rebooted, so they can almost literally reboot. Like, oh, this is the Matrix version. That was Matrix version 230,000. This is Matrix version 3,230,000.
Or you could, like I said, prequel and do the first one. The first.
Well, the video game was like a spin-off of Jada Pinkett Smith, or was she in it?
Yeah.
And then some other guy that was also in the movie. So that was so they could just do. I mean, there's tons of characters. It could be a different ship. Neo can just show up or not show up, but you could have people that know how to, like Morpheus, like where they're able to do kind of Matrixy shit in the real world, but not as much as Neo. So you kind of there's a universe there they could work with. I could see that. But I don't know where that franchise is at. Like who owns it, and because I think Miramax is gone. I don't know.
Miramax never dies.
Anyway. Wizard of Oz versus Mulholland Drive.
Haven't seen Mulholland Drive.
I do not like it. It's one of those. What's that guy's?
David
Lynch. Not a big fan of his. Not a big fan. That's a guy that can use the excuse of what was the director of Batman vs Superman, Zack Snyder? How he's like, oh, they just don't get it. It's above their head, right? Like how he says that, and like I think he's full of shit because he's a bad director. But if David Lynch, like I could understand, he probably has some kind of complexity that people tie into that I just do not get.
A lot of people like.
Do not. I know that's so. If it's something
Twin
like
Peaks
that,
was a fun show.
I've liked some of his stuff, but it's like I've never seen Twin Peaks. It's on Netflix, and they're bringing it back, so I might try and watch it. But I'm just not a fan of his.
It's like crazy. I don't know.
It's like he almost has like Family Guy, how they have like nonsensical random references as a lot of the jokes. His are like just random nonsensical like what the fuck like in Mulholland Drive, there's like a thing where it's just such a fucking super slow and just like almost confusing for the sake of being confusing, but at the same time, it's probably too dense for me to even like give a shit to break down.
John Waters and love.
Yeah. It's just it's a weird thing. I'm not into him though. But anyway, Twister is back versus Wizard of Oz,
and Wizard of Oz wins.
Wizard of Oz. Interesting matchup, though.
Wizard of Oz beat a lot of movies.
Disturbia.
Haven't seen it.
Versus Bowling for Columbine. Probably the first documentary I really enjoyed watching. Have you seen Bowling for Columbine? All right. School of Rock versus Bowling for Columbine. School of Rock has a lot of fans. A lot of diehard, like School of Rock's amazing movie. I enjoyed it, but it's not. It's like a kid's movie. Like I would have loved it more if I was a kid, I think.
Yeah.
But there's like adults, like people our age, that it's like, I mean, it's been made into a musical, and I think it's done well. But it's not. I mean, it's not even my favorite Jack Black movie. It really reminded me just of a non-religious Sister Act. Basically,
and Jack Black
music
plays Jack Black.
Yeah, I mean he's
So Jack Blackily. I don't know. Bowling for Columbine doesn't really hold up for me. It was all right when I saw it.
Yeah, probably. I'm not a big fan of Michael Moore as much anymore. I don't think I've seen most of his newer shit.
But it was good for the time.
It was it was the first documentary that was entertaining as fuck. Like documentaries before that were all like PBS or like science class bullshit, just the most
monotone,
just like giving me the facts. And this one was like at least entertaining, good editing, good music use, maybe, sways a little bit more, but Michael Moore's, it wasn't his first movie. He'd been doing that kind of style for a while. It's confrontational, kind of whatever, almost Jackassian in some ways. I don't know. But that's the only reason I started watching documentaries. And then like Super Size Me came out a little bit after that. I was like, oh, there's another entertaining documentary.
I'll go Bowling for Columbine.
Yeah.
I can't quote you any lines really from School of Rock.
I can't either. Like if I was a kid, I would have fucking been all over that movie. Ooh, Fast and the Furious is back against Zombieland.
Zombieland takes
wins
it
for sure. What if they're still doing a sequel to that? I know they were talking about it. Whole 9 Yards versus Almost Famous.
Almost Famous.
Yeah. Whole 9 Yards is funny.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Slapsticky kind of slapsticky.
But
the only good thing Matthew Perry's done since Friends.
very dark comedy.
Kinda, not really.
But Almost Famous for sure.
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, I probably saw that in school. Versus Color. Have you seen which? I've seen both of these probably.
I have not.
Either of them?
Nope.
Ooh, Color Money's good. Scorsese sequel to Hustler.
I know these things. I just haven't seen it.
That's a good one. Early Tom Cruise. I don't know.
It's just Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen Crimson Tide.
I have, but couldn't tell you a whole lot about it. I know Denzel and Gene Hackman are in it.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I've ever seen Mummy Returns.
But he comes back. How haven't you seen that?
Tom Cruise is taking over the franchise now.
That's a different Mummy.
Ants versus Harold. Have you seen Ants?
Yes.
All right. Ants versus Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's called American High, that poster. But
It was probably like overseas marketing. Alien 3, which I have no idea if I've seen Alien 3.
it's one where she goes to a prison planet and
Yeah,
then they make her shave her head and it's some kind of nonsensical and
Versus The Wedding Singer. 80s. One of the last few kind of funny Adam Sandler movies.
Funny-ish.
Yeah. But it's like, I mean, this is at least close to the vein of him before, like, Click and shit. I'm going Wedding Singer.
I'll go with that because Alien 3 was kind of a shit alien movie.
Let's do a couple more. Oh shit. Never heard of Forbidden Planet.
You never seen Forbidden Planet?
No, it was
pretty
forbidden.
good. Leslie Nielsen.
Have you really seen it?
Yeah. It's actually the very first introduction of Robbie the Robot. The same robot, the Danger Will Robinson. He's in everything from back then. That's that same design robot.
Right.
But yeah, it's but Leslie Nielsen plays like a space captain back when he was a serious actor and not just like all slapstick.
Well, Nielsen's. Oh yeah, right. Leslie Nielsen.
But this was like in '56. It was an early sci-fi movie. It was actually it's a fun movie. But
there's a lot of fun movies out there.
Like it's a good like I'm sure Mystery Science Theater probably
huge fan of old sci-fi.
Huh?
Yeah, can't get into it. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas versus Kick-Ass.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Kick-Ass was pretty good.
Kick-Ass 2 was dog shit.
Not very good at all.
It was bad. 12 Angry Men, have not seen it.
Neither have I.
Rushmore?
Yes, I have.
Out of the director,
Wes Anderson.
guys. Out of both of these directors, my least favorite.
I didn't think Panic Room was very good.
I didn't think either. I think these are both, to me, they're both pretty. Out of Wes Anderson movies, do not Rushmore. I don't really care. Panic Room. Out of
Jodie Foster.
Out of God damn it, who directed Fight Club?
Forrest Whitaker. Jared Leto's in that.
Yeah. What was the Fight Club guy? But yeah, it's Panic. Simple movie. Takes place in fucking house. Suspense movie. David Fincher directed it, which is probably my least favorite David Fincher movie.
I would go with Rushmore.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Be sure to check out our sponsor, Station House Coffee, on Instagram and stationhousecoffee.com. If you're looking for amazing, premium, single origin, small batch coffee, you want to order that coffee, you want that coffee brewed in Vermont, you want that coffee shipped directly to you, then I recommend going to stationhousecoffee.com and ordering yourself some amazing Coffee, and follow Station House Coffee on Instagram. Also, get 30 days free of Amazon Prime by going through my link, inspireddisorder.com/prime. Of course, everybody knows what you get with Prime. You get free 2-day shipping. You also get streaming on millions and billions of movies and TV shows. You get to borrow Kindle books and so many more things, like streaming music. So many things when you get Amazon Prime, and you could try it out for 30 days when you go through my link, inspireddisorder.com/prime. Go through my link and sign up now, inspireddisorder.com/prime. Make sure you follow Keith Spurlock at KeithSpurlock1 on Twitter. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com and follow Ray Taylor Show on Instagram. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace.